Israel is often known for its advanced air force and cutting-edge defense systems like the Iron Dome. But hidden beneath the headlines lies a far less talked about arsenal, Israel's cruise missiles. These weapons are stealthy, precise, and can strike far beyond Israel's borders, giving the nation a quiet but powerful strategic edge. In today's video, we'll uncover this hidden arsenal, explore its history, capabilities, and the role it plays in Israel's security strategy. Stay tuned, because what you're about to learn is not widely discussed. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and least publicized aspects of Israel's military strength, its cruise missile arsenal. Most people around the world are familiar with Israel's air defense systems, such as the Iron Dome or Arrow, and they've heard about its fighter jets like the F-35 Adir, but very few realize that Israel has also developed a range of highly advanced cruise missiles, some of which remain shrouded in secrecy. These weapons provide Israel with long-range precision strike capabilities, something that is crucial for a small nation surrounded by adversaries and security challenges. A cruise missile, unlike a ballistic missile, flies at low altitude, often hugging the terrain, making it difficult to detect and intercept. Israel's investment in this technology has been strategic, allowing it to strike with accuracy deep inside hostile territory if necessary. This capability enhances deterrence, meaning adversaries must think twice before escalating conflicts. In this video, we'll break down the story of how Israel developed its cruise missile program, the types of missiles in its arsenal, the platforms that launch them, and the strategic impact they have on the Middle East. By the end, you'll have a clearer picture of why Israel's hidden arsenal is just as important as its tanks, jets, or defense shields. Let's begin our journey into this fascinating subject with a look at how and why Israel started investing in cruise missiles in the first place. The origins of Israel's cruise missile development can be traced back to the Cold War era and the aftermath of regional conflicts like the Yom Kippur War of 1973. Israel learned quickly that its survival depended not just on defending against incoming threats, but also on having the ability to strike targets with precision and at long range. During the 1970s and 1980s, Israel recognized that conventional artillery and short-range rockets were not sufficient to deter adversaries who were expanding their missile arsenals. Thus, the decision was made to research and develop indigenous cruise missiles. The United States and other allies provided assistance in terms of technology and collaboration, but Israel's defense industry, led by companies like Israel Aerospace Industries, IIAI, and Rafael Defense Systems, played the leading role. One of the earliest systems to emerge from this effort was the Popeye missile, first introduced in the 1980s. The Popeye was a significant leap forward. It was air-launched, had precision guidance, and could deliver a large warhead. Its success laid the groundwork for further development. Over time, Israel moved from air-launched systems to naval and submarine-launched cruise missiles, greatly expanding its reach. The strategic reasoning was clear. By dispersing launch platforms across air, sea, and underwater, Israel ensured redundancy and survivability in case of attack. The development of these missiles gave Israel a credible long-range strike capability that could serve as both a conventional and strategic deterrent. This history set the stage for the advanced systems we see in Israel's arsenal today. One of the most well-known cruise missiles in Israel's inventory is the Popeye missile. Originally designed in the 1980s, the Popeye became a cornerstone of Israel's strike capability. It is typically launched from fighter jets like the F-15 and F-16, and more recently the F-35. With a range estimated at 80 kilometers in its early variants, the Popeye allowed Israeli pilots to strike hardened targets without needing to fly directly over them, reducing risk to aircraft. Later upgrades increased its range, improved guidance systems, and allowed for greater flexibility. The Popeye is guided by television or infrared imaging, giving operators the ability to visually confirm targets before impact, a capability that made it especially accurate. There have even been reports of a Popeye Turbo variant adapted for submarine launch with ranges exceeding 500 kilometers. Though Israel has never officially confirmed these details, such a capability would give Israel a powerful second strike option, something critical for maintaining deterrence. The Popeye was also exported to a handful of allied nations, showing Israel's confidence in the missile's reliability. Beyond its technical details, the Popeye represented Israel's entry into the elite group of nations capable of designing and producing sophisticated cruise missiles. It was a symbol of technological independence and resilience. For Israel, every new weapon system is about survival, and the Popeye was a perfect example of innovation born out of necessity. While newer missiles have since joined the arsenal, the Popeye remains an important piece of Israel's military history and hidden strength. Moving beyond the Popeye, Israel expanded its cruise missile portfolio to include sea-launched and submarine-launched variants. The idea here was straightforward. Submarines patrolling at sea could carry and launch missiles undetected, giving Israel a stealthy platform for long-range precision strikes. The Dolphin-class submarines, built in Germany for Israel, are widely believed to be equipped with cruise missiles, possibly variants of the Popeye Turbo or other indigenous designs. This capability is central to what military analysts call a second strike option. If Israel were ever attacked by a catastrophic strike, its submarines at sea could retaliate even if land-based systems were destroyed. Such survivability is a cornerstone of modern deterrent strategies. In addition to submarines, the Israeli Navy has also developed surface ships capable of launching advanced cruise missiles. Systems like the Gabriel missile family, though originally designed as anti-ship weapons, evolved into platforms that could strike land targets as well. The advantage of sea-launched missiles is flexibility. Naval vessels can position themselves closer to potential theaters of conflict, reducing the time between launch and impact. This mobility increases Israel's ability to project power and deter adversaries across the region. By spreading its cruise missile capability across air, land, sea, and underwater platforms, Israel created a multidimensional strike force. This ensures redundancy. If one platform is neutralized, others remain. This adaptability has become one of the hidden strengths of Israel's military doctrine, one that outsiders rarely appreciate but insiders know is crucial for survival in one of the world's most volatile regions. When discussing cruise missiles, one cannot ignore the question of nuclear capability. Israel maintains a policy of deliberate ambiguity regarding nuclear weapons. It neither confirms nor denies their existence. However, many experts believe that Israel possesses a small but sophisticated nuclear arsenal, and cruise missiles could serve as one of the delivery systems. Submarine-launched cruise missiles, in particular, are ideal candidates for carrying nuclear warheads because they ensure survivability in case of a surprise attack. While no official statements confirm such deployment, Western intelligence reports have long speculated that Israel's Dolphin-class submarines carry nuclear-capable cruise missiles, potentially with ranges over 1,000 kilometers. If true, this would give Israel a secure second strike capability against any regional or even distant adversary. Such a deterrent is particularly important for a country like Israel, which faces existential threats. Beyond nuclear speculation, even conventionally armed cruise missiles provide Israel with unmatched precision strike options. Whether targeting enemy air bases, missile launch sites, or command centers, these missiles can neutralize threats before they become overwhelming. The combination of ambiguity and capability works to Israel's advantage. It keeps adversaries uncertain about the full extent of Israel's arsenal. That uncertainty itself becomes a powerful deterrent. Whether armed with conventional or nuclear warheads, Israel's cruise missiles represent a hidden arsenal that greatly multiplies its defensive and offensive options. This layer of strategic ambiguity is one of the reasons why Israel has managed to maintain its military edge despite being outnumbered in manpower and geography by regional rivals. Israel's cruise missile development would not have been possible without its highly advanced defense industry. Two companies in particular, Israel Aerospace Industries (IAI) and Rafael Defense Systems, have been at the forefront of missile innovation. These companies not only produce cruise missiles, but also work on precision guidance systems, propulsion technologies, and advanced materials that make these weapons effective. The close cooperation between the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, and domestic defense firms allows for rapid prototyping and deployment of new systems. Unlike larger nations where bureaucracy can slow down defense projects, Israel's compact size and urgent security environment drive innovation at an accelerated pace. In fact, Israel often uses real combat situations to test and refine its technology, something few countries can replicate. Beyond cruise missiles, the same companies develop anti-missile defenses like Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow. This dual expertise, both in offense and defense, creates a unique ecosystem where each new innovation feeds into the other. For example, advancements in missile seekers or propulsion can benefit both interceptor missiles and cruise missiles. Export markets also play a role. Israel has sold missile systems to allies, generating revenue that fuels further research and development. This cycle of innovation, combat testing, and export ensures that Israel remains at the cutting edge of missile technology. Ultimately, Israel's defense industry doesn't just build weapons, it builds strategic options. The ability to design, manufacture, and adapt cruise missiles in-house is what makes Israel's hidden arsenal sustainable and ever evolving. The operational doctrine surrounding Israel's cruise missiles is as fascinating as the technology itself. Israel does not use these weapons recklessly. Instead, they are integrated into a broader strategy of deterrence and precision warfare. The IDF places a high emphasis on intelligence gathering, ensuring that cruise missiles, when deployed, are aimed at high-value targets that can shift the balance of conflict. For example, in a potential war with Hezbollah in Lebanon, cruise missiles could be used to strike underground bunkers, missile stockpiles, or command centers, all without exposing Israeli pilots to heavy air defenses. In conflicts involving Iran, cruise missiles provide Israel with a long-range option, allowing it to strike critical infrastructure far beyond its immediate borders. The low-altitude flight profile of these missiles means they can evade radar and strike with surprise, adding an element of unpredictability to Israel's military toolbox. Importantly, the existence of such missiles often means they do not need to be used. Their deterrent value lies in the threat they pose. Adversaries know that even if they manage to bypass Israel's layered defenses, retaliation could come in the form of a precise cruise missile strike delivered from the air, sea, or underwater. This doctrine of calculated restraint, combined with overwhelming response, is a cornerstone of Israel's national security policy. Cruise missiles are not just weapons, they are tools of psychological warfare, shaping the calculations of adversaries long before any conflict even begins. Internationally, Israel's cruise missile program has drawn both interest and concern. On one hand, allies such as the United States appreciate Israel's technological innovations and the role they play in stabilizing the region. The U.S. and Israel have collaborated on various missile programs, and technology sharing has benefited both sides. On the other hand, adversaries and even some neutral observers worry about the implications of Israel's long-range strike capabilities. Countries like Iran, Syria, and Hezbollah see Israel's cruise missiles as a direct threat capable of neutralizing their strategic assets in the opening stages of a conflict. Beyond the Middle East, Israel's missile technology has also influenced global arms markets. Nations purchasing Israeli missile systems gain access to some of the world's most battle-tested weapons, raising concerns about proliferation. International watchdogs and arms control advocates sometimes question whether Israel's ambiguous stance on nuclear weapons, combined with advanced cruise missiles, undermines global non-proliferation efforts. Despite this, Israel has managed to maintain strong defense relationships, particularly with Western nations, by framing its arsenal as essential for survival in a hostile neighborhood. Diplomatically, Israel walks a fine line, showcasing its technological achievements while maintaining enough secrecy to avoid triggering unnecessary escalations. The global response, therefore, is a mix of admiration, anxiety, and sometimes criticism. Regardless of external opinions, Israel remains committed to ensuring that its cruise missile program supports its core objective, survival in one of the world's most challenging geopolitical environments. Another important aspect of Israel's cruise missile program is how it integrates with the broader concept of multi-domain warfare. Modern conflicts are no longer limited to one battlefield. They span land, air, sea, cyber, and even space. Israel understands this better than most. Cruise missiles are a perfect example of a tool that bridges multiple domains. Air-launched missiles allow Israel's Air Force to strike targets while staying beyond the reach of enemy defenses. Sea-launched variants extend Israel's reach into distant theaters, while submarine-launched missiles add a covert dimension that complicates enemy planning. In combination with real-time intelligence, cyber capabilities, and satellite reconnaissance, cruise missiles become part of a seamless chain of precision warfare. For example, intelligence gathered from drones or satellites can feed targeting data directly to cruise missile systems, allowing for rapid response strikes. This integration also ensures that Israel can coordinate simultaneous attacks across different domains. While the Air Force suppresses defenses, cruise missiles can hit infrastructure, and cyber units can disrupt communications. This holistic approach magnifies the effectiveness of each individual system. For adversaries, this presents a nightmare scenario, defending against not just one type of attack, but a synchronized multi-domain assault. Israel's focus on multi-domain warfare is part of what keeps its small military effective against larger forces. In this system, cruise missiles are not standalone weapons, but critical links in a larger chain of overwhelming capability. This interconnected approach ensures Israel maintains both flexibility and superiority in modern combat. As we wrap up this deep dive into Israel's hidden arsenal of cruise missiles, it's important to understand their true significance. For Israel, these weapons are not about aggression, but about survival. A nation the size of Israel cannot afford prolonged wars on multiple fronts. Instead, it must rely on tools that deliver swift, decisive, and precise results. Cruise missiles fit this requirement perfectly. They provide long-range precision strike capability, flexible launch options from air, sea, and submarines, and the potential for both conventional and strategic missions. Their existence, even more than their actual use, acts as a deterrent against adversaries who might otherwise consider large-scale attacks. Beyond deterrence, these missiles symbolize Israel's technological independence and resilience. In a world where regional threats continue to evolve, Israel has proven that it can innovate faster than its adversaries, staying one step ahead. The hidden nature of this arsenal adds to its power. What enemies don't know for sure, they must assume, and that uncertainty works to Israel's advantage. In conclusion, Israel's cruise missiles are far more than just weapons. They are strategic assets that guarantee survival, stability, and deterrence in an unpredictable region. They represent the cutting edge of Israeli defense thinking and the ingenuity of its defense industry. And while they may remain hidden from the spotlight, their impact on the balance of power in the Middle East is undeniable. If you found this video informative, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future deep dives into global defense and technology. And let us know in the comments, what do you think is the most important element of Israel's hidden arsenal? Your thoughts could shape our next video.